Thank you for joining me for ELA today. Now, here's the deal with ELA. Now that we are not in person every day or every other day, I am going to be doing our novel study just kind of how I did Super Fudge. I had big plans to do all these novel studies, but that's going to have to happen next year. I'm going to read you this book, and we're going to do short little check-in activities, no pressure. Really, I just want you to follow along with the book and listen, if you can. That is huge. Okay, so tune in for those chapters if it's just something for you to do and keep you a little bit connected with some reading. That is my goal. So again, no pressure. I found I was assigning things based on specific chapters, and it was stressing people out because they're like, I can't, I'm way behind on the chapters, and now I can't do the work for this week. And to that I say, take a breath, my friends. There is no stress. There is no pressure. You are all doing great. So I am going to get started with today's ELA. I'm just going to walk you through some of the words in this, the wording of this assignment. So here's what I'm suggesting today. If you're all caught up and you need something to do, you could do this. So you're going to look at the cover of our new novel, which is the BFG. And I have made, as you can see in this video, I make some notes on here. And then I give you an example of what a prediction is. If you can do this without the video and you don't want to listen to my video, I'm not offended. Don't worry. This is just here if you need it. So if you get stuck and you feel like you need someone to walk you through it, I'm here to do that. Okay? I know that everyone at home is super busy. So if I can help you with this, that means that you and I can hang out and do some ELA and we can get it done together. Okay? So again, if you have questions, send me a message. I am on Teams or Class Dojo, but this video should explain it. Again, no pressure. Do what you can. If you don't print this out, that's also okay. You can just send me a prediction, type it in a chat window, and send it my way. You're doing awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for checking in. It's Friday. You made it to the end of the week, and you should be proud of all your hard work. Okay? Now, let's begin. Hi, grade 2 and grade 3. So we are going to look at this worksheet and we are going to see what we can see. So it says, using clues from the cover of the book, make predictions about what this book will be like. So looking here, this is the cover of the book. I printed mine in black and white. It is online in color if you want to check it out, but I figured that most of you, if you're printing it out, probably will have it in black and white, so that's the one I printed out on, because the color isn't really important. What is important is the clues that we can use to make predictions about the book. So we're going to make a prediction about what this book is about based on the clues on the cover, okay? And so what we're going to be doing, it says you can include predictions about the characters, setting, events in the book, or even the kind of story it will be. This should be and events. See? Proofreading as I go. And events in the book, or even the kind of story it will be. Write your prediction below. So all I want from you today, I'm going to go through and I'll explain a few, I'll kind of discuss some of the clues that I can see on the cover. You might see something I might not, and that's cool too. I want you to predict, give me, if you're in grade 2, you can give me one sentence. Okay, if you're in grade 3, I would like 2 sentences, 2 predictions. Okay, so grade 2, if you want to make more, please do. But grade 2, if you're in grade 2, you can make 1 prediction. If you're in grade 3, I would like 2 predictions about the book. So a prediction is easy. It's just a guess. So really, there's no wrong answer. And it says, need help? Check out the video lesson that goes with a sheep. Oh, good job. You're here. So you could predict about the characters. What kind of characters, the people, creature, or animals are going to be in this story? The characters act the story out for the readers. Okay, so you could make a prediction about the type of character that might be in this book. The setting, when and where does it happen? Did it happen in olden days? Is it happening today? When and where do you think this book is taking place? Events, what happens in the story? What might happen in the story? And a kind of story. Do you think it's going to be funny, scary, a fantasy story, a sad story, a dramatic story, a realistic story? etc. So let's just look. All I'm doing today is I'm going to show you the clues I see on the cover, and then I would like you to make a prediction. That's all you have to do. So they don't have to be fancy. Just tell me something that might happen in this book or what this book might be about. So let's look at the clues. So Roald Dahl, what do we know about Roald Dahl books? Well, we know that they can be funny and clever. The characters, the main characters in Roald Dahl books, think about Fantastic Mr. Fox and Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Roald Dahl's main characters are often quite clever. So this is, I'm going to tell you, this is, I believe, Sophie, and this is the BFG. Okay, so I'll tell you that much. And if you look, it looks like she's got some kind of a soda bottle in her hand. There is a movie of the BFG apparently now. I've never seen it, but there is one. And then it says free do-it-yourself giant ears. Okay, so we can predict that this is a giant because he's the one with big ears. Okay, so maybe there is a giant in the book. Okay, what else do we know about Roald Dahl? His stories are often realistic adjacent, but they're often use imagination. Not quite a fantasy story. Imagine. I can't spell sideways apparently. Imagination. Okay. They use imagination. We also know that his characters are very likable. His main characters are characters you can fall in love with. I love Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I love Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So, likable characters. Likeable characters. I'm just putting ideas here so that you have some words you can use. If I was at school, this would be up on the smartboard, and I would be writing on the smartboard. So this is my version of that. Okay, and then the back it says, human beings is not really believing in giants, is they? Human beings is not thinking we exist. So that gives you a clue. It's probably going to be a fantasy story. After I said that I wasn't sure that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was fantasy. You know what? This one might have fantasy element. That is a story that's pretty far away from reality, but it's very enjoyable nonetheless. Okay. Oh, we have other books here by Roald Dahl, which is, we could get clues there. So we know Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What type of a book was that? Well, it was super interesting. I love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Interesting. His books often have, the kid is the good guy in the book. So a kid hero is often in Roald Dahl books, often the child in the story is the hero of the story. So maybe this girl, Sophie, maybe she is the hero of the story. Right? Because usually if we're looking at the cover, a clue here on the cover are these other Roald Dahl books. We know from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I'm going to say Fantastic Mr. Fox, but if you have read any other books by Roald Dahl, James and the Giant Peach and Matilda in particular, the kid is always the hero. So that could be a prediction you make, that the kid is going to be the hero in the book. And there's something about people not believing in giants, so disbelief. That's a big word. It's a fancy word that just means that they don't believe in giants. Now, all you have to do, guys, give me 2 predictions. So I'm going to give you an example of what a prediction might be. So maybe I could say, I predict that this book will have a giant in it as a character. We'll have one giant as a character. Do you think he's going to be a main character? Usually the main characters are right on the cover. So yes, we'll have a giant as a main character. Okay, what else could I predict about this? maybe I could predict, another prediction might be, and I'm not going to write another one out. I'm just wrote out one because I don't want to take, I know that sometimes people get stressed out when they see me take their idea. If you predict that, if your only prediction was that there's going to be a giant in the book, you can use my prediction. But I encourage you to try and think of one more. Whether it's, ooh, another thing you could say is, you could say, I predict I will like this book because, I predict I will like this book because I love Roald Dahl's books. You could say that. So you could also predict that you're going to like the book. Now, the best answers will give me a reason why. So I need you to give me a reason why. And one thing that you could do to give me a reason why is you could write, the book will have a giant as main character. I think this because there is a giant on the cover. Okay, this. Or you could say, I predict this because there is a giant on the cover. And that is all I need you to do. Oh, a giant on the cover. So today, if you haven't finished Super Fudge yet, know that all of the chapters are going to be up by today and up and live for you to listen to. There will be a new novel starting next week. Next week is a Tuesday, Thursday day for you guys. I'm hoping to get the first chapter up by Tuesday. I'm doing my best. It is a little bit of a challenge sometimes to get the novels up because they're kind of an extra. So I will do my best. This is today all you have to do is make a prediction. Again, if you're in grade 2, you can make me a one prediction. If you're in grade 3, I'd like you to try to make 2 predictions. And if you're in grade 2 and you think you could make 2 predictions, then go for it. I challenge you to do it. You can send me a picture of your prediction now, or you can even send it at any time in the future while we're working on this book. I love to see it. All right, guys, I will see you back next week for more ELA, and hopefully you can join me for the first chapter of the BFG.